To understand Ajax, you need to understand how browser is displaying any HTML pages. I gave a request for HTML page top5.html here. See, this is not a web application. See here, I have top 5. This is not a web application, it's just a folder. No web content, nothing. It is just a folder. I have a HTML file, I have a CSS file, I have a JavaScript file. That's all. This is not a web application. I just opened this HTML page. Even you can see the URL. It is not HTTP colon, it is file colon, right? So I am not using any web application also. So in this, just I have embedded some image tags. You can display image by using image source is equals to into the path of it, right? So here I have just written source is equals to. Now if I show you the source of this page, I'll right click and show you source. See here in the body what I have a div. What is the meaning of a div? Division. You can divide your pages into sections by using div tags, right? Suppose if you want to divide your whole page into 3 sections, 3 rows, what you can do is you can use 3 divs in your body. Division. Div is used for dividing your pages. Okay. See here I have written image tag. Simply the source is image tag class. What is this class? Tell me. Class refers to CSS class, right? You have gone through CSS, right? Yeah, CSS class. You can define some styles in CSS and refer to that style in your HTML page. Okay, forget about CSS now. CSS is not our one. I don't want to concentrate on CSS right now. I want to concentrate on HTML and Java. Here, this is the source. What is the meaning of alt? Alt means when I hover the mouse over that image, the text will be displayed. See here, if I hover the mouse over this, okay, I think it's not displaying. The purpose of alt is if I hover the mouse over it, it should display something. Okay, it is not. It is just HTML right now. Okay. What the browser will do is it will create a tree out of this HTML. What is the root tag for HTML document? HTML. And HTML is having some childs called head. Head is one child, and body is another child. Right? So the root one is HTML. I can draw a tree out of it. Let us see now how I can draw a tree. I just open Paint. Okay, the root node of the HTML page is HTML. And HTML in this case, it is having 2 children. One is head and one is body. Another 2 children. One is head and one is body. Tell me, is head having any other childs? Yes, head is having 3 more childs. Title is one child of head, link is another child, script is another child, right? So I will just draw 3 more childs. Now head is having 3 more children, so I will draw their children. Right? Head is having 3 more children. And if you see the source again, and each first child of head is what? Title. Title, is it having any other child? Yes. Text node. This is text. Text is also a child, right? So this is having another child, and similarly the second one, link. Second one is link. Link is also having another child. This is also having another child. So I'll just draw diagrams. HTML is the root tag. It is having 2 children. Head is having 3 children, and that is having, each are having their 1 children. Body is having some other children, right? Like that. If you see, the whole HTML page can be converted to a tree, right? You know what is tree? You might have learned in C, data structure, right? So every tree will have nodes. So tree will have a root node. The root node is nothing but HTML, and these all are nodes. So what the browser will do is, before displaying any HTML page, once HTML page is loaded by the browser, it will create a tree, and for each node in JavaScript, it will create an object. Tell me, JavaScript, is it object oriented or not? Yes or no? Yes, object oriented. So in JavaScript, objects are there, right? So what the browser will do is, once it loads the HTML page, it will convert the HTML page into tree, and for each node it will create an object called node. So in a HTML page, it will be converted, HTML page will be converted to a tree, and this tree will be converted to objects. Each node in this tree is an object, right? HTML is a document. HTML, can I say it is a document page? HTML is a document. HTML document we say. So the HTML document is converted to objects, right? And this tree is called as a DOM tree. DOM means document object model. So whenever HTML page is loaded, any HTML page is loaded, what the browser will do is it create a DOM tree for it, and then it displays, right? Now by using JavaScript, what I can do is I can access each node of it. Each node of the tree. Each node is nothing but an object, right? See now, if you see this source code, this is the whole tree will be having a document object. The root object is document object. So in JavaScript, you have an object called document. By using document object, you will be able to access this tree. You will be able to access all the nodes of this tree by using object called document in JavaScript. So this is called an element node. Every tag is called an element node. A tag can have attributes or not. See now, if I show you the source, image tag is having an attribute called class, attribute called source, attribute called alt, right? So for each attribute, the DOM tree will have another node called attribute node. Attribute is also a node inside the tree, right? And now a tag can have body, right? Inside body, here you can see it is a text. This is nothing but text node. So what the browser will do is just convert the HTML page into objects, and it will convert a DOM tree to create a DOM tree. Each node is represented by an object. So each tag is nothing but element node, and text is called text node. If there are any attributes, they are represented by attribute node, right? By using an object, JavaScript object called document, you will be able to access, get the reference of each node in the tree. Now what we can do is, by using JavaScript document object, I can get the reference of this node, and if I can add this node as a child to this node, what will happen is automatically the browser will adjust itself to display the change. Now what I can do is, by using JavaScript, I can get the reference of this node, add this node as a child to body. So this node will move from here to here. Automatically the view also will be updated. See here in my example, what am I doing? I am clicking on this. I am clicking on this image. If I click in JavaScript, I can write a click handler. On click is equals to, right? Click is equals to. So I wrote a click handler in JavaScript. If I click on it, that handler will be executed. What the JavaScript code is doing is, it is getting the reference of this node. This is the image tag, right? It is getting the reference of this image tag. It's a node, right? Image tag is nothing but an element node. Adding this image to another node of the tree. So automatically, if I click on it, this will move here. So if I click on any object, it is moving to down. So I can select my top 5 CDs. And what I did, I made my JavaScript code such that If I try to add 6th CD, it will prompt, you have already selected 5 CDs. I can select only 5 CDs. That's how I have written. I'll show you the code slowly. And if I click on start over, what it is doing? All the CDs are going again up. So here in this example, what I mean to show is, by using JavaScript document object, you can manipulate the tree. If you manipulate the tree using JavaScript, automatically the page will be updated and it will be displayed. So you feel that it is actually, the request, is it going to server? Is it a server application? No, everything is happening on the client side. The client may feel, oh, it's a rich animation kind of a thing, right? So first, before this, you understood by using JavaScript, I can manipulate the DOM tree of the HTML, and if I manipulate, automatically the browser will show the modified DOM tree, right? Let me show you the code. First, try to understand this code, then I will tell you something more. See here, this is the code I am opening in Edit Plus. Here in the head, I have script tag. In script tag, what I did, I am including a JS file called top5.js. So whenever I am writing JavaScript code, I can include some external JavaScript file also, right? Here I have included a file called top5.js. Let me open the top5.js. Here is top5.js. I open it. Here there are some JavaScript functions. I will explain them slowly. Now see here, body on load is equals to, once the body is loaded, I am calling a JavaScript function called add on click handler. See what it is doing. Add on click handler is present in top5.js. Add on click handler is what it is doing. See, document object. So I told every page will be having a document object, JavaScript object called document. By using that, I will be able to access the DOM tree. Document.get element by ID, CDs. See here in my HTML, I have given div division ID is equals to CDs. Inside this division, I have written all the image tags, right? So see this code now. Document.get element by ID. Here, this one. CDs. CDs means I will get a reference to which tag? CDs is this one, right? I will get a reference to this whole div tag, right? So by using document object, I am getting a reference to the div tag here. This is, I am taking it in reference of CDs div, right? Now CDs div, that div is having a lot of children again. What are the children's? See, this CDs div is having children called image tags, right? Now see the method which I am using. CDs div dot get element by tag name. CDs div, is it a node? What type of node is it? Element node. Any tag is represented by an element node. Attribute is represented by an attribute node, right? So now I got the CDs div tag. Tag means node, element node. So on this element node, there is a method called get element by tag name, image. So inside CDs div, how many image tags are there? Lot of image tags are there. So I will be getting an array of all the image nodes. Okay, document dot CDs div dot get elements by tag name image. It will get all the tag elements whose name is image. So this is nothing but an array. CD images is nothing but an array. What I am doing? I am iterating through this array by using a for loop. CD images dot length I plus plus, I am iterating, and for each CD image of I means each image. For each image I am adding an on click handler. For image tag I can add on click handler. I could have added on click is equals to here only JavaScript function. But dynamically also I can add an on click handler. This is how I am adding the on click handler. CD image of I means ith image dot on click is equals to add to top 5. Add to top 5 is another JavaScript function, this one, right? So once the body is loaded, when this method is called, see here in top5.html, when the body is loaded, on load, I am adding click handlers to all images. So if I click on any image, a JavaScript function called add to top 5 will be called if I click on any image, right? So now see here, once the body is loaded in the HTML page, in the browser, every image will be having a click handle, right? See, now I have divided my page into first div. First div is CDs div. Here the first div is instructions div, where I wrote instructions, and second div is CDs div, and third div is top 5 listings, and there is another div here called top 5. This div is empty or not initially. So top 5 CDs, this div is empty initially. What I want to do is, once I click on any image tag, I want to move this image tag from here to here by using JavaScript. So see the outputs. If I click on any image, on click handle will be executed. This image tag is moved from here to here, right? From one div to other div. That's what I should do in the click handler, right? See the click handler now. See the add to top 5. If I click on the image, any image, it will be called, right? So I'll just show you the important things as of now. Just remove this. Yeah, for understanding, I made it simple. I'll add it again and I'll show you that. See a document dot. See, add to top 5. If I click on any image, this will be called, right? I'm taking the reference of that image element, whatever I clicked, inside a variable. This means reference to the current image on which I clicked. This, I am taking the reference of image element. Then what am I doing? Document.getElement by ID top 5. See what is top 5 here? This is empty div, right? Top 5 is empty div. Initially there are nothing inside it. So I got the reference of this div. Okay, this div tag. Okay. Then what am I doing? I am adding document.getElement by ID top 5. I took it in a variable called top 5 element. So what am I doing? I am calling top 5 element dot append child. What I am adding? Image element, the current image on whatever I click. I am appending, I am taking that image and then adding that as a child to top 5 element, right? And image element dot on click is equals to null. Means what am I doing? I am removing the click handler for that image. Means once it comes to here, if I click on it, nothing should happen. Once it is moved from here to here, I should remove the click handler. So I am making the click image element dot on click is equals to null, right? Okay, you forget about this also. Very simple. Add to top 5. If I click on image, it is moving from one place to another place. So what is happening? Once I add the image element as a child to another node, automatically the page is updated to show the updated DOM tree, right? See, once I click on it, it's coming here. That page is automatically updated by the browser, right? So what I want to tell you in this example is, by using JavaScript, you can manipulate the HTML page and you can append a child. You can move one element from one place to other. You can create your own nodes also. I will show you how to create your own nodes. What did it till now? There was an existing node called image node. I moved that element from here to here. By using JavaScript DOM, you can create your own nodes also. Add the nodes dynamically, right? So that's what I want you to understand. Okay. Now, I want to show you. Okay, your famous site. Tell me. I want, huh? Facebook. I want this answer. Facebook. Once I click on, suppose you got a friend request. You want to confirm your friend. So if you click on the button, is the page refreshed? Or only that part of the page is refreshed? Only part of the page is refreshed and the whole page is not loaded, right? So in Facebook they are using Ajax. Now let me tell you, let me define what is Ajax. Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Why the name asynchronous JavaScript and XML? Tell me first of all, what is the meaning of synchronous? At that time.
Two events do not collide.
At same time is synchronous or asynchronous?
Synchronous and two words. One by one is synchronous.
Yes, one by one. If something is executing one by one, it is synchronous. If something is executing parallelly, it is asynchronous. Okay. Now let us assume without Ajax. Let's assume that I have a page and I have a submit button. Once I submit, the request is going to server till now. Whatever applications we developed till now in servlets, once I click on any link, the request is going on. The server is sending the response. The whole page is getting reloaded. Alright? So I don't want the whole page to get reloaded. I want only part of the page to get reloaded. Right? So this is my current aim. I don't want the whole page to be refreshed. I want only part of the page to be refreshed. So what we have to do? Tell me, is browser also is a process? Yes. How many threads will be there in the browser? One or many? Many. One process can contain many threads. But there will be one main thread, of course. Right? Now, the main thread, suppose you have an input text here. Text input, you have added text input. You can type some information over text input, right? So browser is accepting your input from the keyboard. Do you agree? So one thread of the browser is accepting the image input from your keyboard, right? So let us assume that if there is only one thread, that thread is busy accepting the inputs. Until I complete my input, will the browser be able to do anything else? No, right? So what I want is, I don't want only one thread. See the scenario, take the example of submitting a form. I clicked on submit. What that browser will do, the main thread inside the browser will make a request to server, right? Socket connection is established by the browser to server or not? Once I click on the submit button, browser will open a socket connection to server, and that thread will be busy talking to the server. Until the response comes back, will I be able to do anything else? If I am not using Ajax, I will not be able to do anything else. Once I click on submit button, the request will be going to the browser, that main thread will be busy, right? Now what I want is, once I click on submit button, I want the request to be going on in the background, and also it should accept input from me also. So more than one thing should be running parallelly, right? So what I can do, the idea behind this is, once I click on a link on any JavaScript event, what I can do is I can call a JavaScript function. By using JavaScript function, what I can do is I can make a HTTP request. Generally HTTP request will be given by the browser whenever I click on a link or whenever I click on submit button, right? But now I am telling, by using JavaScript, you can make a HTTP request by using JavaScript. And you can tell to JavaScript that don't use main thread to make a request, use a new thread to make a request. So what I can do is, once I click on any link or submit button, I will call a JavaScript function. By using JavaScript, I will try to make a HTTP request, right? But to the JavaScript, I will say don't use main thread for making a request, use a new thread for making a request. So main thread will be free for the browser. So main thread can still accept input from me, right? A new thread is created for making a request. That thread will be talking to the server in the background, right? Once the response comes back to the other thread, which has made a request. What that thread can do is it can invoke a JavaScript function. Okay, that JavaScript function, if it is able to update the DOM tree, the page will be updated. So only part of the page can be updated once the response comes back from the server. So by using JavaScript, I can make an asynchronous call. Asynchronous call means main thread will not make a call. A separate thread will make a call. So main thread will be free to take some other inputs. In the background, some other thread will make a call. In the background, the call is going on. That thread will open socket connection to server, send a request, server it will get a response. If everything is going in the background, my main thread is free. Once the background thread gets a response from server, what it can do is I can configure it to execute some JavaScript function. In that JavaScript function, what I can do is I can update a part of the page, only part of the page. I need not refresh the whole page. So by using this technique, I can avoid the page reloads, right? So now, to get a feel of how Ajax works, now I'll do a simple application using Ajax. Just see this. After doing this, I'll give you time to do the same example. Okay. Okay. Have you ordered pizza anytime? Many times. Okay. So did you order through online or you called on phone? Online. Did you anyone ordered online? Yes. Domino's pizza you can order online, right? They will respond immediately. Okay. Now he has ordered online. First time whenever you are ordering online, you need to register. You need to register your mobile number also, right? So once you register your mobile number, during registration it will ask for all the address, everything. The place the order should be delivered, right? So let's assume you have ordered for the first time. Domino's is having all your details like address, your phone number, everything. Second time, tomorrow he wants to again make an order. Okay? So Domino's, if you have seen, if you just enter the phone number, automatically it will display your address also without page refresh, right? I will show a similar application here, a pizza application. If I just enter my phone number, it will show me the address and all the other details of me. Okay. So with this example, I am going to tell how asynchronous request will work. Okay. In Ajax, I am going to talk about first part, AJ, X I'll talk later. Asynchronous JavaScript. How to make asynchronous calls using JavaScript. In this example, you'll understand. Till now, I didn't make any asynchronous calls. It was all DOM only. This example, image example is all about DOM. Now I'll make an asynchronous request. See how I'll do it. I have a ready-made application here which I'll show you. Okay, I'm creating a new dynamic web application. You just see pizza app. Okay, yeah, now you can see here, I will just, I'll share you the same code and I'll give you time for executing it, but just for demonstration purpose and explaining, I'm copy pasting the existing code. Just quickly I will rectify this scenario. I want you to do this. You can create Ajax demo, a project called Ajax demo. Better to use a separate application. Inside Ajax demo, write a JSP first. Address address.jsp simply. This is the JSP to which I want to make an asynchronous request. Here I will write XYZ Street, Bangalore, India, some pin code. So I just hard coded something in the JSP. I want to make an asynchronous request so that it will return the address. I'm going to create a new HTML. Ajax demo. Oh, HTML, sorry. New HTML. Ajax demo. So inside the head part, generally where should we write a script text? Inside head part, right? By default it is text or CSS. I had write it as text or JavaScript. Okay. Then write a variable where request is equals to null. Hey, why they wrote style? It should be, sorry, it should be script, right? Script text or JavaScript, and I am creating where request is equals to null. Then just copy paste from here. Write this. On change is equals to I'll call a JavaScript function called get address. Okay. On change the phone number, I'm calling a function called get address. Now I will write a function get address. Here what I want to do is I want to get the value which the user entered inside the phone number. So I want to get the node for this input tag. To get a node, what I will do is document dot get element by ID. This is a method get element by ID. It is returning me an object of HTML element. ID, I want ID as PH. I will get the input tag for this. Okay. Dot value will give me the value where phone is equals to phone number is equals to now I got the phone number. Now I will make a URL where URL is equals to I want to give a get request to address.jsp question mark. I want to pass the request parameter ph phone is equals to plus phone number simply. So this will send a request parameter called phone number also. This is the URL to which I want to make a request. Then request object dot open. First one is request method, whether it is get or post. I want to make a get request to the URL. This is the URL, and async is true. I want to make a asynchronous request, and my URLs are not secured, so I need not pass any username or password. These are not mandatory. Remove them. This will initialize the request object. Once the request comes, it should execute this function. Function update page. This is a function which I want to get executed once the response comes. I'll write the code inside this letter, but right now I'll say request dot on ready state change. Means once the ready state of the request changes, I want to call a method called update page. On ready state change is equals to update page. Then request dot send will send the request. So as it is get request, I have to pass null. Later I will show you how to make a post request by sending something inside the body. Once the response comes, I configure to call this function called update page. So here what I should do, I should get the response. Once the response comes, who will be getting the response? The other thread which made this request, right? Some separate thread will be making a request. When I say request of send, that thread, what it will do, once it gets the response from the server, it will populate a field of request called request.response text. Will be having the value. So I will take it in a variable where address is equals to, address from server is equals to, okay. Then what I need to do, I need to get the reference of this text area and set the value of this text area with the response. Okay, see here, get document dot get element by id. id is what? AD, address AD dot value is equals to address. That's all. I have completed. Now see, I'll just give a request to this page and observe what will happen. Yeah. Yes, tell me. Update page. Huh. Oh, scroll up. Okay. Every request, every HTTP request has some states. There are 4 states for every HTTP request. State 1, state 2, state 3, state 4. What does each state represent and what is the meaning of each state? We'll try to understand. See here, whenever you give a HTTP request, as soon as you type URL on the browser, if your internet connection is slow, did you see in the status bar of the browser sending request? Did you see at any point of time? So that means that when a request is being sent, we say that the request is in state number 1. When if you see state sending on the browser, whenever you type URL, if your internet connection is slow, you can see sending request. Means browser has opened socket connection and sending the request. When the browser is still sending the request, we say that the request object is in state 1. Okay? Now, after the browser sends the request, the server is busy executing it. When the server is still executing your request, we say that the request object is in state 2. State of the request object changes. When the server is executing your request, it is in state 2. Now, after some time, After some time, server starts sending the response. Right? If the response is so big, the page is so big. Did you see on the status bar receiving from the server? Did you see on status bar any time in the browser? That means when the server is sending the response, browser is receiving the response, then we say that it is in state 4, state 3. Once the response totally comes to the server, sorry, to the client, we say that the response is in state 4, right? There are 4 states of a response, right? State 1 means browser is sending the request. State 2 means server is working on the request. It is executing the code on the server. After some time, server starts sending the response. When the response is so big, it will take some time. When the response is still being sent, we say that the object is in state 3, request object is in state 3. And once the response is received completely, we say that the response state is 4, right? Now see the code. Once you understand about response status codes, see the code here. On ready state change, what did it here? Request dot on ready state change is equals to update. So whenever state of the request changes, whenever ready state changes, this method is called, right? So how many times is this method called? Tell me. How many states are there? 4. First, initially, before even initialization connection, request state will be 0, right? Before even initialization, 0. So totally 4 states are there. 4 times the state of the request will change. So this update method is called 4 times. But I want this code to be executed only once the response is received completely, right? So I need to check if condition. If in update state, in update page method, I am writing if request dot ready state is equals to 4, then only I want this logic to be executed. I don't want that to be executed. Always I want it to execute only for ready state is equals to 4, right? See, to prove that this method is called 4 times, what I will do is I will keep an alert in the update page. Alert ready state changed, okay, plus I'll print the value of ready state, okay. Now I'll give a request, I'll refresh it. I think I stopped my server. Yeah, I'll just restart it if anything. I just close this browser, open it again, make a request. Okay, now see, I'll type some phone number and press tab. Ready state change, the value is 2. 1 already came, 2, 3, 4. Once you saw 4, automatically you saw the value of text is changed, right? Again I'll change it, see here, again I'll change it, on change. Ready state change, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again 1, again it got changed, again it went to state 1. See now, that is about ready state, okay. And what if I give spelling mistake instead of address.js, I gave a spelling mistake? Will it result in 404 error? Yes? Okay, now let us see what will happen. Okay, I'll close this and open it again. Oh, I got something populated. This is saying error 404 error. This is automatically sent by the server saying that 404 has occurred, right? So if I type spelling mistake, whenever 404 error comes, it is getting displayed, which I don't want, right? So I need to write another condition also. Request dot if request dot status is not equals to, okay, is equals to 200 means success, right? And ready state is equals to 4. This will be executed only if status is equals to 200. 200 means success, right? So now even if I type wrong address, I'll just make a request again. See, even though the address is wrong, I am not getting 404 error displayed in this page, right? So you need to check these conditions before you process it. Only if it is successful and state is equals to 4, you want to execute this logic, right? So you need to understand that every request has a status code. Request dot status will tell you the status code, whether it is success. 200 404 means page not found, right? Like that, all this request dot status will give you the status of the request, and ready state will give you the state number 1 2 3 4, right? Any doubts? Generally, the response of any Ajax request will be XML. Till now, our response was plain text. In address.jsp, I wrote plain text, right? But generally, the response will be XML, right? XML also can be, by using XML also, can I make a DOM tree? Every XML document also has a root tag, and that root tag has some tail tags. So by using XML document also, I can make a DOM tree, right? So just like HTML DOM is created, whenever I get a response from the client, which is XML document, I can make a DOM tree, right? So I will be able to access the nodes inside the response XML also by using DOM. Okay? So I need to parse XML and do whatever I want. To demonstrate that example, to demonstrate that concept of how to process the XML response given by the server as a response to Ajax asynchronous request, I'll tell you an example. What I want is, I want 2 combo boxes. Did you make flight reservations? Like rail reservations? So first you need to select, maybe whenever you are reserving, if you select state, and in one combo box, there will be another combo box where all the locations in that state will be automatically populated. So if I select Karnataka, it will show, the second combo box will show all the places in Karnataka only. If I select Delhi, it will show only the places present in Delhi, like that. So now what I want is, I want 2 combo boxes in my HTML. First combo box should be showing the country names like India, Pakistan, United States. If I select India, in the second box, I want all the states inside India to be popular. If I select Pakistan, I want all the states in Pakistan to be popular, right? Now see here, I will just write it first. I will just show an existing program, then you can, I'll have to type parallelly with you. I have a file called old test.xml. Okay, I'll copy it and I'll explain you first. Okay, and actually making a request to old.jsp. I'll open it here inside Firefox. See here, the above combo box is showing all the countries. I will select India. Automatically the second box is populated with some states. I hardcoded some states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, right? So if I select United States, the second combo box will be populated automatically. This is the thing, right? So now let me show you what I have done in the code. Then we'll start working on it. First you understand it. See here in volt test.html. Yeah. See, this is my body. Inside body, this is the first combo box. Select tag. Name of the select tag is country, side is country. Options, these are the options. I have only United States, Australia, India. Okay? And this is second select state tag, which is initially empty. There are no options here, right? Initially this is empty. Okay? And okay. On change of combo box, I'm calling a function called populate states. See very carefully now what I am doing. Populate states. Document.getElement by id state. What is the get element by id state? This is empty one, right? Initially it is not having any options, but at some point of time after I selected India, there are some options. After I select India and there will be some options here, right? After I select India, then afterwards I will select Australia. These all option tags have to be removed, and then only the option tags for Australia states should be inserted, right? So whenever I change a country here, what I should do? I should check, are there any option tags here inside? If there are option tags, I have to remove all the option tags inside here and add the new option tags, right? Whenever on change, I should remove all option tags here and then add the new option tags, whatever I get response. So see, on populate states, on change I am calling populate states. I am getting element state, the empty state tag now, right? State tag dot get elements by id by tag name option. So inside the second tag I get all the option tags, if any. Initially they will not be there, right? If any, it will come. Okay, I will iterate through each of the children, get the children, child node, and what I am doing? State tag dot remove child. Remove child will remove that child. So here state dot get elements by tag option, I will get all option tags array. I am iterating through each option tag array and removing that option tag from the state select tag. So what I am doing? I am making this state tag empty. Okay? Then what am I doing? This is the URL where I want to make a request. Get old states of JSP. Country is equals to selected country. What is selected country? See, document.getElement by id country. What is the country? Select tag. Dot value will give me the selected country. Okay? See, what am I doing? Document.getElement by id country. Dot value will give the selected country. This is the URL. Opening the request on ready state change is equals to update. Once the response comes, this is the one to be called. And request.send. This will send a request to this JSP with a request parameter called country name is equals to whatever country name you selected. Right? Now, see this JSP file, or get states. I am saying request.set content type XML. By default, the content type of the response will be text or HTML. Now I am not sending text or HTML, I am sending XML. So I am saying I am sending XML document. Now I am writing if condition. If request parameter country name is India, I am writing this is the XML which will go as a response. If country name is India, this is the XML. which will go as response, right? States is the root tag and these are the names of the tag. Like that I can write lot of if else. If country name is US, output another XML, else some XML, right? Here in this case for demonstration what I did is I calculated only for India. Okay. Now this XML will be going as response if I select India, right? Once the response comes, what is the method called here? Once the response comes, I said on ready state change is equals to update. This method will be called, right? See what I am doing here. If request dot ready state is equals to 4 means once response is completely received. Request dot response XML I am saying. Previously what is the method? What is the variable I used? Request dot response text. If I am expecting pure text as response, like in previous case, I was not returning XML as response from the JSP. It was pure text. That's why I use request dot response text. But I know that now the response is XML, so I should use request dot response XML. Right? If the content type which is coming is XML, this is the variable through which I can access the response. I got the response XML document. This is nothing but an XML document object. So this document object is similar to the HTML document object. Right, see what I am doing. XML document dot get elements by tag name. Is it not similar to document dot get elements by tag ID? Tag dot get elements by tag name, right? So for XML which I am getting as response also, what I can do is I can say XML document dot get elements by tag name. What is the response? Response is this one, right? If I say document dot get elements by tag name, I will be getting array of all the name tags, right? I will be getting array of all the name tags. Okay, see the code now again. I will be getting an array of name tags. I am iterating through each name tag. Okay. What I am doing, see, document dot get element by ID state means the empty state tag here. I will get this state tag. Okay. Then this is state tag, state select tag. Then what I am doing, document dot create element option. By using create element, I can create a tag also. So this will create an option tag like this. It will create an option tag. It will create an option tag like this. Once I say document dot create elements, yeah, see here what am I doing? Document dot create element. It will create an element node. Element node means a tag. It will create an empty option tag. It will create an empty option tag like this. No body, no attributes. Then see what am I doing? Option tag dot set attribute. Option tag dot set attribute. Attribute name is value. Okay. And value is equals to what? Name tags of I. Name tags of I means ith name tag. Ith name tag. Okay. Dot first child. Name tag, is it having any child? Name tag, is it having any child? This is text node, right? Name tag dot first child means this is text node. Dot value will give me the value Karnataka. Okay. So see here, for the option tag I am setting an attribute called value is equals to Karnataka for the first time. So it will be like this. Option tag value is equals to so setting an attribute means the option tag will become like this. So what I did, I created an empty option tag. Then I have added an attribute whose name is value and is equals to Karnataka. See this again. Option tag dot set attribute value. Attribute name is value and its value is name tags of a ith name tag. Its first child is nothing but the text node. Name tag is having a first child is a text node. Dot value will give the value of the node. Okay. So like that, what I am doing, I am setting an attribute. Then see, I want to add body for the option tag also. I want to add something like this. I want to make my option tag looks like this. I want to add a body also to option tag. Inside body I want to add again Karnataka. This is what I want. Okay. So I want to add body to option tag also. See what am I doing for adding a body to option tag? I am creating first document.create text node. Body should be what? Text node. See now body, this is a text node, right? So I want to create a text node. So to create a text node, document.create text node. What is the value of the text node? Again, the name of the state, name tag dot first child dot value will be the name of value of the, right? I am creating a body text node. And this text node should be added as a body. Option tag dot append child. So this tag body text node should be added to the body of the option tag. Right? This is then this option tag is added as a child to select tag. Option tag, this whole option tag is added as a child to select tag. It is added inside this select tag. So what I am doing? In that, after I get the response, this is the response. After I get the response, this is the whole XML document. I am getting array of all the names, iterating over each name element. Okay. For each name element, what I am doing, I am creating an option tag, adding option tag as a child to this second selector. Right. This is what is being done. Okay, so you will be able to understand clearly if you do step by step. Let us do parallel. Okay. Okay. Now I am going to write a new HTML called XML response demo.html. First thing what I want to do is I'll just remove the unnecessary tags here. Okay, then I need to write a script tag. Now you have already written a script tag earlier. What you can do is you can just go there and copy paste until this part. Copy paste until this part. Pakistan. Okay. Kashmir, no. Then now I'll say XML document dot get elements by tag name. I don't remember the spelling, so I'll say document dot get elements by tag name. Okay, this is the method. See, you will not get help whenever you are using this XML document. So copy paste. Okay, XML document dot get elements by tag name. The tag name is what? I want to get all the name tags, right? Name by tag name. Name I will be getting array. So where state name tags is equals to, I'll be getting array of name tags. Now I need to loop through it for I need to loop through it 1 minute. I'll just copy paste for is a for loop name set tags dot length for I is equals 0, I less than state name tags dot length. I'll be getting each name tag. For each name tag, what I need to do? For each name tag, I need to write an option tag inside this one, right? I need to write option tag. So what I'll do is, first thing, I'll get the value. First, where state name is equals to, see, state name tags of I will give me the ith name tag. So I'll get the tag corresponding to this name tag. This name tag is having one child, text node, right? So what I'll do is name tags of I dot first child dot value will give me the value of first child. What is the first child? There is only one child, right? See, this is the one. There is only one child for name tag. That is text node. Dot value will give me the value of the text node. Okay? So write like this. State name. You got the state name now. Okay? Create any element node. Then you have to say document object dot create element. The tag name is option. Now this is nothing but option tag, so I'll take where option tag is equals to, I created an empty option tag, right? Then option tag dot set attribute. There is a method called set attribute. Attribute name should be value and it should be what? State name. So this will create a attribute for the state tag. To create a text node, document dot create text node and data. What is the value for the text node? State name. So this will create option tag body, where option tag body. So this will go inside the body of option tag. Then what I do is option tag dot append child option tag body. Then so I created such an option tag. Now this option tag should be added as a child to that empty select tag, right? So how to get the reference of that select tag? See, this is the select tag. ID is equals to document dot get element by ID state document dot get element by ID. ID is state And for this I need to append a child. Append child what? Option tag. That's all, right? So it will iterate over all the childs and then add an option tag for each of them.